Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is, well, what if, not, well, not what if, what if Boruto was the reincarnation of Vergil, part 2? Now, I know I have multiple Boruto what ifs, it's just, I don't know, this one seems kind of easier to me, I don't know. I should also mention one thing, I haven't watched that much Boruto, I'm like episode 90 something. Or I forgot what episode I was. I think I was on episode 100 or something. I can't remember because, well, I haven't really been watching, and every time I watch it, I kind of just give up. I kind of watch like 2 episodes and I give up. Okay, it gets kind of fucking boring. Not gonna lie, they kind of make Boruto really fucking boring half the time. Too many damn filler arcs for some bullshit reason. God. Well, other than that, go subscribe to Anime Sensei Iconic What Ifs, or and Obito What If. What's it called? Their links will be in the description. But yeah, other than that, no recap for this. Blah blah blah. Let's begin. So after what's it called, Baruto leaving the village in a different portal, and after the Utsuzukis were destroyed by Baruto, Naruto was, well, kind of depressed. Everyone was depressed. Boruto, who was somewhat always keeping people, well, happy, turns out to be the most evilest person out there. Well, they all think that he's evil, which some people think that he's evil. Some people think that the Hokage managed to make a rogue ninja very powerful, and just like a lot of rumors going around. All because the son of the Hokage just became rogue. After defeating 2 Uzuzukis, he's shown to be more powerful than the, well, son Hokage, which people are afraid. To know that the Hokage's son is way stronger than his father and defeating 2 Uzuzukis by himself. No help, no nothing. All by himself. Which some people are scared, but some people think that it must have been a fluke. Maybe the Summon Hokage was the one to defeat them, but yeah. Of course, this is where everyone is kind of sad. Sarada, Mitsuki, everyone is sad. But we go into a time skip. Of course, after Boruto leaving the village, we go into somewhat Boruto. Boruto in a cave. Right now, what's it called? Boruto is right now in a cave. And just like closed, his eyes are closed, and he's right now kind of his legs crossed. This is where he's sitting down, and he is just finally opening his eyes. It's been about 3 months, and of course this is where, well, Boruto says, seems to have been 3 months, and my power has been growing. I need more power though. Well, it's time to get out. Naruto disappears. But we go into what's it called, Mitsuki. Mitsuki still will go rogue, and will still kind of go to the stone with the other freaking people and all that. Sarada is actually gonna be the one to go along with what's called, well, Shikadai, Chojuro, and not Chojuro, yeah, Chojuro, and even what's it called, I want to say Inuichi so bad. Inujin. Yeah, Inujin. Sorry. But of course, they're all going towards the car to find Mitsuki. Of course, they still go to the White Snake Sage, and of course, this is where the White Snake Sage says, you must get the scale from Garaga. Yes, the red snake one. Of course, they are going towards that cave until, well, they are right now just going around trying to look for it. But before that, before we even go any further, we go back in time. Boruto getting to Garaga cave first. Already finding where it is because, well, he kind of got helped by someone. Sorry, wait, let me get water. So, Boruto just got helped. I will mention who helped him. But when Boruto got into the cave, Garaga tried to attack him. Now Boruto dodged the swing of the tail. Then the tail decides to try to pierce him, and Boruto dodges easily, jumping up. Garaga tries to hit him again with the tail, and Boruto dodges in mid-air. Lands on the ground, and this is where Boruto says, "Come out and fight me. Come out and talk to me, Garaga." This is where Garaga says, "How do you know my name?" Boruto says, "Oh, that's none of your concern. I'll tell you if you join me." Garaga says, "Join you?" You are a crazy human. You, me, join you? Yeah, right. Boruto says, "Then I'll have to kick your ass to show that I want you to join me." This is where Garaga says, "Oh, what if I don't join you after trying to hurt me, you pathetic human?" This is where Boruto says, "I have a proposal for you." This is where Garaga says, "Oh, what is it? I thought you said you were gonna kick my ass." This is where Boruto says, "I want you to join me to help me destroy my enemies. And destroy anything you want to. You can destroy anything. I don't care what you do. You just need to help me destroy my enemies." Garaga looks at him with a keen eye and says, "Destroy your enemies, and I can do whatever the fuck I want after it." That's an interesting deal. You don't want my power or anything like that, not my skill? Boruto says, "Why would I want your skill? I want you to help me. Besides, I have a couple of other people helping me." This is where, well, Garaga says, "You know what? That's very interesting. But I want you to fight me first. I want to know if you're strong enough. You're strong enough to be, well, to handle my power." This is where Garaga attacks Boruto with a fast jab, like his whole body towards Boruto. And Boruto, he says, "Yamato." Yamato appears in his hand. And of course, this is where he unsheaths the blade and then puts it back. And then Boruto appears right on top of Garaga and says, "Listen up. You might be strong, but you are not still strong enough than me. I'll show you true power." Well, he doesn't say shoot. Well, he says, "I'll show you true power." And this is where Boruto appeared right on top of his head. This is where Boruto jumps off of Garaga, and Garaga says, "Ha! You think did you just got scared? Ha! Well, I knew you." A blade, like a slice of blade, appeared right on Garaga's kind of like neck, sort of, on like his scales. This is where it actually cut through a bunch of scales. This is where, well, Garaga says, "That speed, that power, you're actually strong." This is where he kind of, what's it called? Garaga did kind of take off his old skin and came back to normal. This is where, well, they were like, this is where Garaga says, "How interesting. Fine, I'll help you. So, what do you want to do?" Boruto says, "Do you got any enemies to crush first?" Garaga thinks, yes, the White Snake Sage. That bitch always wants to get my skill. I want to crush them before they even try to get my skill. Boruto says, "Then let's go." This is where Boruto gets onto Garaga's head, and of course Garaga leaves with Boruto. We should go back into what's called the not Boruto. Sarada and Sarada and the others kind of being in White Snake Sage talking about trying to get Garaga's like skill. This is where, well, they said we do need to get Mitsuki. And of course, this is where Sarada says, "True." Damn. Okay. We accept, before she even gets to accept, I don't know why I said they went to the cave first to Garaga, but nah. This is where, before they get to accept, the wall behind them busts through. Garaga yelling out, saying, "White Snake!" This is where the, the old lady becomes the snake, the white snake, And of course, she just like hisses at Garaga. Garaga hisses at her. Now, of course, he shows his sharp teeth. And this is where Sarada and the others kind of get on guard. This is where they see a figure on top of it. A figure with clothing, a blue coat, black kind of shirt, and, well, kind of black pants. He changed, black boots, with black steel boots and all. And, of course, a sword that he's holding with his left hand. And this is where Boruto looks down, pierces down to the ground and sees Sarada, Shikadai, Chocho, and even Inujin. This is where Sarada, widening her eyes, looks towards, I want to say Silver Eyes. Wait. She right now looks at what's called a dark blue color. And of course, Sarada widened her eyes, knowing who it is. Boruto. Of course, this hair is right now white. It's all like white like Vergil's. But of course, it still kind of is similar towards like Boruto's hairstyle. But it's all white. Of course, Boruto says Sarada under his breath. And this is where Garja says, huh? Did you say something? Boruto says, no. Let's defeat your enemy. This is where Garja, I think that's what I meant. Garja, kind of rushes out to call the White Snake to intend to kill her. Until Sarada runs to hand signs and says, summoning style. The blue snake comes out of nowhere and attacks Garja. Until Boruto slices it with using Yamato. Well, not Yamato. He pulled out a phantom blade and sliced it. Of course, this is where the blue snake kind of went back. And of course, it's right now kind of bleeding a little bit. And Garja says, come here, white snake. Come here, I'll get to kill ya. This is where, well, the fuck was that? Sorry, there's a lot of wind today, so you might hear like, what's it called? Like my fence kind of being fucked up by the wind, but yeah. Other than that, let me go back to the water. This is where, well, Garja says, come here. And intends to bite, what's it called? The white snake. This is where, well, Boruto, after kind of defeating, not really defeating, kind of blocking an attack from the blue snake. This is where, well, Boruto, he jumps down to the ground and says, hurry up, Garja. Garja says, I have the... He like bites already in the white snake and then launches it into the wall. And of course the white snake is trying to fight back against Garja. This is where, well, both Sarada and the others are in a fight against Boruto. Boruto looks at them with a cold, and I mean cold ass expression. Boruto says, what are you all doing here? This is where they look at Boruto with narrow eyes. And Boruto says, I thought I'd make myself clear. Are you trying to look for me and trying to bring me back to the village, Sarada? Aren't you trying to become Hokage or something? This is where Sarada, like, kind of clenches her fist. And she just looks at Boruto with anger in her eyes. Boruto says, oh, have you already heard the story about Sasuke Uchiha going rogue before? I'm just doing what history needs to be repeated anyway. This is where Sarada looks at him. Just hate, not really hate in her eyes, but at the same time hate in her eyes. The fact that Boruto's the reason why Hinawari is always crying and sad and depressed. Well, depressed and also sad because Boruto went into insane wanting power. Nothing but power. This is where, well, what's it called? This is where, what's it called, Boruto. He was like, huh? Did you say something, Sarada? Sarada gets angry and rushes at Boruto. This is where Shikadai and the others say, Sarada, wait! Sarada pulls out two kunais and intends to stab at Boruto to finally bring him back to the village. It's been 3 months. And after Mitsuki going rogue, she just lost it. Her eyes went into, well, the incomplete, well, it went actually into the two Tomoes. in both of her eyes. She now rushes at what's called Boruto, intending to finally bring him back with Mitsuki. She says, I had enough of both of my teammates. Both of you had to go rogue. Why? This is where Boruto says, huh? Oh, that Mitsuki finally went rogue. Good. Has she? I should probably recruit him. Maybe me and him can finally be actually friends again. Don't you think, Sarada? Wouldn't you like to join me? Sarada tries to attack him, and Boruto dodges the swing of the kunai. This is where Sarada intends to just keep trying to attack Boruto. Boruto's dodging left and right. Boruto is just like saying, come on, Sarada, join me. Become rogue with me. Don't you? This is where Sarada tries to stab him in the hand, and Boruto says, that's not very nice, Sarada. This is where Sarada says, why you? Decides to try to swing both blades at what's called Boruto. Boruto grabs them both and has them right now in his hand, spinning both the kunai in two of his fingers. His middle finger, both of them in his middle finger. This is where Boruto says, aw, you know, these things are dangerous, Sarada. For a girl like you shouldn't be using them like that. This is where Sarada widened her eyes. She just had them in her hand, but now it's on Boruto's middle finger. That's where Boruto, he throws the kunai away, grabs Sarada from the arm, and just knees her in the stomach, in the gut. Right now she coughs with the spit and goes, then Boruto lets go of her hand and of course her arm mostly, and launches her into, just a stone wall. That's where, Chojo and even Inuichi and Chikadai widen their eyes, seeing Sarada just get taken out by Boruto so easily. This is where Boruto looks at them and says, well, I guess it's you three next, and you guys won't be a problem. Now, the blue snake did try to attack Boruto after kind of Boruto just kneeing what's called Sarada away, until Garaga appears and says, you help me, I help you, partner. And attacks the blue snake by just smashing it into the wall. Just like head bumping it. This is where Boruto saw the white snake try to attack, Garaga, until Boruto pulls out his, blade. And of course, it looked like time froze and then cut into a million pieces. Just multiple pieces. This is where, Boruto sheaths his blade back. And this is where the white snake decides to multiple slices all around it. This is where it falls down and it can't get up. This is where, Boruto looks at it and says, pathetic. This is where Garaga says, you can say that again. This is where the blue snake tries to attack Garaga until Boruto appears and just puts his... The only thing he does is put his leg into becoming what's called double trigger. It goes into double trigger, only his leg, and he kicks the shit out of what's called the blue snake, already poofing it away. It took too much damage from that one kick. And Boruto transformed his leg back into his human form. Boruto says, so, we don't have any more problems. Garaga says, I guess we don't. The only problems we have is those puny humans over there. But you can already take them out. And I can also. But, do you really want to take them out? That's where Boruto looks at them. He sees the white snake that's on the ground, because it did slow down on the ground. And Boruto grabbed it and says, do you know anything about this? Huh? Maybe some interesting messages? Probably. I don't really care. This is where they hear a kind of scream out, and they turn around, both Garaga and Boruto, and they see what to call, a girl with white hair, super eyes, and a sword. And of course, this is where she says, you bastards! You killed my grandmother. I'm going to kill both of you. Where her name is Saliana. Saliana. Her name is Saliana. This is where she gets angry, but at the same time she's kind of grinning. She's only putting an act. She was happy her grandmother died. She's happy that anyone died because she's now able to go to whatever. And this is where her grandmother says, "You're only happy. I know you're lying about your fake mask, saying you're gonna kill them. You probably joined them." Barto, he appeared right in front of Sayana. Sayana was actually too scared and amazed with Barto's speed. Barto says, "Yeah, that white snake over there is saying you are acting. So, wanna join me?" This is where Sayana says, "Huh?" Barto says, "I wanna bring world and chaos into the destruction world. Wanna join me?" Sayana says, "Yes." This is where, well, she takes what's called Barto's hand, and Barto does take, kind of like pull her closer, and Barto does appear right next to Garja. And Garja says, "I guess we're taking someone next." So how many people are in this group? A couple. You're not gonna tell me? No, until you meet them. Garja says, "Fine." This is where Garja, he finally bites into the white snake and kills it, just finally ending its life. This is where the red snake says, "Interesting. What about that white little snake you have in your hand?" This is where Shorai says, "Huh? I can somewhat get information from it." This is where she kind of talks to it and it says, "Huh. It looks like someone named Mitsuki went to the Stone Village." Barto says, "I guess that would be my next trip to go." Besides, Garde, do you want to go to the Stone Village, cause a little bit of chaos? Or do you want to finally go back to where I came from? My main base. This is where Garde says, "I picked the destruction of some random village." This is where Selena says, "I also picked that. Can you please take me?" Barto says, "Sure." Barto puts the white snake into the ground by just tossing it, and of course Shikadai managed to catch it. Well, not catch it. Mostly it was what's called energy. And this is where Chojo says, "I won't let you." Before she was able to even attack Barto or even Garchi, Selena already pulls out her sword and slices at Chojo. This is where Chojo went. She falls down to the ground because she launched herself up, but then she kind of went down to the ground. Barto kind of whistles, saying, "Cute and amazing. And powerful." Barto laughs a little. This is where Selena says, "Oh, really?" This is where Barto says, "Yeah, let's go, Garja." Garja smashes into another wall, and they both just go to the Stone Village. Well, all three of them. Barto says, "I guess I will have to get more power. Besides, even though I got more power, also, if you hear noise, I'm just gonna say one thing. I'm looking at my fucking window and someone's doing a fucking wheelie. Or not wheelie, what's it called? A donut. In the middle of the ground. And luckily, damn, I should have thrown so many, nails over my fucking fence. Just to pop their fucking wheels. Since I just love, I always find random, nails around my house. And I always just throw them at, behind, well, not behind, to the next to my house. And there's nothing next to my house. Just, a dirt patch. But yeah, there's no neighbor stuff, but yeah. Other than that, I should go back into a what if. So, of course, Barto and the other, and what's called Selena, and even what's called Garja go into the Stone Village in high speed. And this is where when they get there, multiple what's called prototypes appear, and Barto, he jumps down to the ground and says, "Interesting. You things try to stop me? Please. It's not like you people can even stop me." This is where before Barto was able to pull out his sword, Selena already appears and cuts their heads off. This is where Selena says, "So, you don't need," she then says, "You really don't need to pull out your sword. I can already see from your speed and strength that you're so powerful. You don't need to show off." Barto says the one who's already showing off. Selena says, well, I get to show off because I'm new to your group. So how many people are there in total? Barto says, "A couple." She says, "How many?" 10 in total. This is where Selena says, "How long have you done this orientation?" Barto, until I got rogue from my own village, until I went rogue. Well, mostly I got kicked from my village from being a ninja for my brutal acts of kind of beating the shit out of what's it called. And I've been killing, Boruto says, and I've been killing my fellow comrades, just beating the shit out of them into submission. And it wasn't even my own comrades, mostly other villagers. My fucking father said it was too brutal and I should be right now suspended from my ninja. I was about to be promoted to tuning until that fucking old man had to be so soft. Here's where Selena says, such a badass you are. So what kind of ninjas did you beat the shit up since his mission? Mist ninjas, stone ninjas, cloud ninjas. My own fucking leaf ninjas, also fucking leaf ninja. And who else am I missing? Oh yeah, the sand ninja. Mostly the Kazekage's son. I beat his ass into submission. Him and his pathetic iron sand use. Ezra Salian says, such an actually amazing power, don't you think? They're all pathetic. I didn't even use my sword even once. The only time I used my sword was because of my fucking stupid ass father making a bonus round with my sister. And guess what? My fucking family fucking neglects me. While my dad decides to train my little sister and gives him the goddamn nine-tails power. You know, the bee juice? That fucking power. And it pissed me off enough that I beat the shit out of her for the fuck. Just to make sure that my father died, I wouldn't hurt my sister, Boruto said, and I really hurt her bad. Just to show that even if you have the nine-tails power, it won't matter. Sister Selena says, wait, now I know who you are. You're that person. Interesting. I did manage to see you in like the TV. When I managed to kind of went around, well, a village. You're so powerful. That form that I saw, that was actually amazing. She's right now kind of becoming like somewhat of a fangirl and all that. And of course, Boruto says, are you becoming a fangirl? Sister Selena says, no, kinda. This is where Boruto just smiles and kind of like gets her closer and says, I mean, it's nothing, don't you think? This is where she kind of went to fluster until Garaga says, okay, you two little birds. Where's to get fucking weakness so I can attack them? Boruto says, we're not lovebirds. And Selena says, yeah, you're not. Civilina. Did I call her that? You want, I'm gonna just call her, Shorai. Yeah, Shorai. You know what? Just because, why not? Because she's basically just all white half the time. But her silver eyes. I was gonna call her Civilina? Or Civilina? Never mind, it's just Shorai, okay? Of course, this is where she just kind of goes red and kind of like puts both her index fingers and kind of points them together, kind of like an altar. But yeah, Boruto just kind of smiles a little bit. Then he says, let's go in. We should probably get in closer. I'm gonna try to find Mitsuki. Maybe ask him if he wants to go rogue with me. Help me kind of destroy that fucking pathetic village. If he attacks me, I'm killing him in an instant. Shorai says, you really don't show anyone mercy, do you? This is where Boruto says, nah, not at all. Then again, I just show Sarada a little bit of mercy. But if she ever tries to do that stupid shit, I'm definitely stabbing her in the goddamn heart. Maybe break a few arms before doing that. Last Uchiha, my ass. They aren't anywhere stronger than me. Even if she unlocked the two Tomoes, didn't help shit. That's where Shorai says, she was the last Uchiha? Wow, I thought the Uchihas were supposed to be strong. Wasn't there an Uchiha called Sasuke? Boruto says, Sasuke. He is strong. And someone that I might not want to fight half the time. When there's things around. Maybe when it's an empty field, I would like to fight him. But his damn Renegon might get an annoying problem. might be an annoying problem. But then again, he might be able to have a special dojutsu, and I also have a special dojutsu. Boruto kind of put his arm, like hand, up to his like eye and clenches his eye, his mostly left eye. Yeah, his left eye, and of course he clutches it. Sir Boruto says, "Well, other than that, let's keep going." Boruto kind of just smiles evilly. This is where they get towards the car. Well, the what's it called, Stone Village. When they get closer, of course Garaga had to stand back, and he had to go into some cave, and of course Boruto did do a summon contract with him anyway. And Boruto says, "Don't worry, I'll summon you when we get closer." He sighs, "Don't you want to go ham? Instead of letting all those pathetic weaklings try to hide, I'll summon you into the middle where you go rampage and destroy anything around." Garaga smiles and says, "Don't take all the fun. They actually never knew your name. What is it?" That's where Selena says, well, not Selena, Should I say, "That is true. I don't know your name neither." That's where Boruto says, "Oh, the name is Vergil Sparta. Don't forget it." This is where both of them nodded, and this is where, well, Garaga says, "Vergil, then summon me when you get the chance. Don't you dare have all the fun by yourself." This is where Boruto smiles and says, "I won't. The only target I'm here for is, well, Mitsuki. Other than that, you can go do a freaking, I don't know, tidal waving, murdering a bunch of people. I don't care." That's where Boruto then, both Boruto and Shiroi disappear. Get into the Stone Village. Of course, when they're getting there, multiple creatures appear, and of course, Shiroi was the one to actually manage to kill them all, but yeah. This is where, well, when Boruto and Shiroi gets there, this is where, well, they meet two of one of the prototypes. Well, out of the 5 prototypes. This is where it's a girl with blonde hair, her eyes are closed, and she does have an umbrella. And the other one is a guy with, like black hair, like longish black hair, and of course, kind of also has his eyes closed. This is where the girl kind of giggles and says, "Oh, I guess 2 intruders have appeared." This is where Boruto says, "Who you want to go against?" Shiroi says, "I go against the girl." Boruto says, "I go against this guy." This is where the guy says, "It seems that you don't understand what true power is." This is where Boruto says, "Do you even know what true power is?" This is where he then launches at Boruto, intending to punch at Boruto. Well, not punch him. Wait. I can't remember what other abilities are. I think the girl was to manipulate, kind of control them with strings, and the black hair guy would be. So of course, wait, I forgot. Wait. Okay, the black hair dude pull out like 2 of his weapons and all that, and attacks what they call Boruto. Rushes at him with speed that can easily be tracked by Boruto. Boruto says, "Is that all you can do?" Boruto, he didn't even move from that spot. This is where the guy tries to hit him with the, I don't even know what the hell they are, but they are kind of heavy, and they try to hit Boruto. And Boruto just stands there, and the thing hits him, but Boruto blocks it with a pinky. And Boruto just kind of puts the pinky kind of down onto the weapon, and it shatters into a million pieces. Boruto says, "Was that supposed to hurt me or something?" This is where the person says, "How?" Boruto says, "Out of my way." Boruto says, "Phantom Blade," and slices this man in half. This is where, well, that person dies. He didn't even use Yamato. Boruto just didn't say, "Nah, you are not worthy enough to for me to use Yamato." His Shiroi was fighting against the blonde-haired girl, and the blonde-haired girl was blocking attacks from Shiroi with her own blade, if I can remember, there was a blade. And of course, it was the umbrella, I think so. And of course, this is where Shiroi managed to get through the girl's guard, and of course, stab her right into the, well, head. Of course, then cutting her head into a million pieces. This is where Shiroi is laughing like a madman. This is where Boruto says, "Pathetic," as they're killing that one dude. This is where Shoto says, so, did you finally kill him? Boruto says, it only took me a couple of seconds, but that was just a weakling. This is where, well, the red hair was kind of like saying, where the hell did those two go? Hey, why is there two intruders here? Damn, wait a minute. He sees the bodies of his two comrades and sees what the hell did he do? He uses particle release to attack Boruto and Shoto. Boruto managed to grab Shoto out of the way and like push her into a building and all that. And Boruto says, which he dodges multiple of the particle releases and appears right next to the person with the particle release. This is where the person kind of puts the particle release like a Rasengan and tries to attack Boruto. This is where Boruto dodges it and cuts the person's arm right off. This is where he screams the guy. He's like, what the? Impossible. Boruto says, Phantom Blades. 6 Phantom Blades appear. And of course, he sends him all at this person, stabbing him to not stabbing to a million pieces, but mostly stabbing him six ways. Mostly his arms and his legs, and of course his head. So yeah, and even his torso. But yeah, Boruto, he's done with that. And this is where Shoto says, "Ow, why did you stop me from actually fighting him? Are you kind of worried about me?" Boruto says, "No. If I was worried about you, well, I mean, probably the only thing I'm worried is because, well, I need you for my organization. Besides, I need to destroy this village anyway." Naruto bites his thumb, and of course, this is where he says, "Summoning style, Garge." This is where Garge says, "Am I finally free to go wild?" Yeah, go fucking wild. Yeah, attacking multiple houses and breaking through, destroying prototypes and even ninjas. But yeah, this is where, when that is happening, both Shoto and Boruto are running through the village, and of course, when that's happening, Boruto just like saying, "Where the fuck would Mitsuki be?" This is where, well, 2 people appeared, Mitsuki and the other blondish hair guy. This is where Shoto says, "So who do I go? For the guy that has blonde hair with a bowl cut." This is where she says, "Fine. Good luck in your little battle." Boruto says, "Hello there, Mitsuki." This is where Mitsuki says, "Boruto." Boruto says, "I only am here for a proposal. I want you to come with me, be a rogue ninja, help me destroy Konoha." This is where Mitsuki looks at him with the narrow eyes. This is where Mitsuki says, "Is that all you came here to do? Just to ask me to help you?" What kind of? Boruto knows. Boruto says, "I know what your true power is, and that power would be enough for me to kind of destroy Konoha with. Don't you want to help me? Don't you feel a little just regret in destroying Konoha? I know you're the copy of Orochimaru. Come on, get into that hatred. Don't you want to destroy it? Don't you want to help me? Don't you want to help your friend?" This is where Mitsuki says, "You're no friend, you went rogue." This is where Mitsuki says, "You went rogue 3 months ago, you're not no friend." Boruto grumbles and says, "Fine, then I'm gonna have to kill you." Boruto, he doesn't even use Yamato. He pulls out Phantom Blade and says, "Let's see who is stronger, you or me, Mitsuki." Actually, I know who it is. This is where Mitsuki rushes at Boruto. Of course, both of their attacks kind of clash. It's mostly Boruto's Phantom Blade with what's called Mitsuki's kunai. But this is where Boruto, he kicks the kunai away, and Boruto was about to hit Mitsuki in the head with his blade. Until Mitsuki says, "Lightning Snake!" Sends a lightning snake at Boruto. Boruto jumps away. And of course, this is where Boruto goes through hand signs and says, "Wind style. Wind cutting air." This is where he shoots a very powerful wind cutting air, and it almost hits Mitsuki, like, what's it called? Body? He almost gets hit, like, to get torn in half. And of course, he jumps away. And of course, he says, "Wind style. Wind great breakthrough." He shoots it at what's called Boruto, and Boruto says, "Well, this is somewhat stone village." So Boruto, when he lands down to the ground, he says, "Earth wall." Of course, the wind thing didn't actually affect him, so yeah. Of course, this is where Mitsuki says, "Damn it." This is where, well, Shiroi was right now dodging against the explosion attacks from that one dude. And of course, Shiroi is just dancing around, mostly dodging, kind of looking like she's dancing around the explosions. And of course, the guy says, "Why won't you die?" Of course, his body's right now cracking. And this is where Shiroi says, "Huh? It seems that your body's cracking. Pathetic, don't you think?" She was right behind him. Right now, her blade towards this man's neck and cutting him easily. But yeah. This is where, well, what's it called? This is where Boruto was right now, well, having his blade at Mitsuki's neck. This is where, well, that one guy says, "What is happening?" The guy with the heart. He has his heart now. This is where he says, "An intruder, I must get up." This is where Boruto says, "Double trigger." Because Boruto was already annoyed with the fact that Mitsuki didn't want to help him. And the fact that Boruto was annoyed with that, coming all the way here just to hear no, he was pissed. Boruto would use double trigger, cut this man to a million pieces, while him even letting to use his true power, that one. So of course that dude just died, and of course Boruto says, "Fine, Mitsuki. You want, I'll let you protect Konoha instead. So, I won't kill you. I'll enjoy breaking you when I get the chance. You better train, you better help Sarada unlock your Sharingan, because she would be actually someone I want to test my power against." But goodbye. Mitsuki tries to get up and say, "Boruto, so all you came here just to ask me to help you destroy Konoha?" And I say no. Boruto says, "Yep." That's where Konohamaru widened his eyes and saw Boruto. Because yes, he was there and he was called retrieval art. And of course he then was hiding. And this is where Boruto, he disappeared from Mitsuki's view and appeared right next to Konohamaru, kicking him right in the face, sending him into multiple buildings. This is where Mitsuki widened his eyes and says, "What the hell did he do?" Boruto says, "Oh, I just kicked some pathetic weakling that was kind of watching us. You know, just a normal casualty thing." This is where Boruto says, "But whatever. I guess I'm gonna have to leave. Or I can destroy this village. Nah. I'll do it later." Sorry, I kind of yawned a little bit, but yeah. Back in the water. This is where Shiroi says, "Oh, I thought we were gonna kill him." This is where Boruto says, "Nah. I think Konoha will go after us if we do." She says, "Wouldn't you be strong enough to defeat them?" An entire army, yes, but having what's called Sasuke Uchiha and Naruto, that bastard Hokage, would probably be so damn annoying. So yeah. This is where Shiroi says, "Okay, then let's go." They go find Garja, and this is where Garja says, "Oh, we done? It was pretty easily destroying humans and whatever." This is where, well, Anoki, yeah, no, not Anoki. Oniki did try to attack Boruto, Shiroi, and even Garja using particle release until Boruto says, force field, generation? Yeah, force field generation. A purple field, like a purple barrier field, appears and blocks the particle release, destroying it. Well, not destroying it, it just blocks it. He's using demonic energy, Boruto. This is where Boruto says, "Pathetic." Boruto appears right in front of Anoki and just says, "Die." Pulls out his blade and cuts cuts Anoki one slice, but really it cut him multiple times. This is where Boruto puts his blade back into a sheath and says, "Let's go, Garja." Shiroi gets on, and of course they go. They go back to, well, Boruto's base. So yeah. Now Boruto's base is kind of in this country called Darkness Country, but yeah. Or, not Dark. Darkness Country, yeah. Is it where, well, Boruto, he is, well, what's it called? Someone the leader in this country. This is where Shiroi and Garja meet, well, the 10 other members. Now, 5 of them are actually summoning creatures, while 5 of them are actually humans. This is where the 5 summoning creatures that Guardian meets is a dragon, a phoenix. 2 of these are legendary creatures, and they meet Boruto when Boruto found them. What's it called? A flaming horse, or not a flaming horse. Actually, this is a flaming horse. And of course, the other 2 is one is actually what they call one of them is actually a spider, while the other one is a bat. Now, of course, the other what's called 5 members that are actually humans, so somewhat. One of them has what they call like bright reddish orangey hair, like not orangey hair, bright red hair, but with highlights of like some orange and yellow. And of course, it's like all spiky. He has a mask, and one of his eyes is kind of closed, which that one eye is closed, but has a scar kind of running down towards the jawline. And of course, this is where his other eye is kind of open, kind of showing his crimson red eyes. This is where, well, he kind of looks at Shiroi and says, "Who the hell are you?" Shiroi says, "Oh, my name is Shiroi. I'm the new member of this, group, I guess, that Boruto made. Or not Boruto, Vergil made." This is where the person says, "Whatever. My name is, So this person is named Maguma. And of course, this is where, well, he just says that. This is where Shiroi meets another girl with what's it called, another girl in the group, or 2 of them. One has what's called icy, and I mean icy blue hair. Her eyes are cold expression with they're like very like lightish, but at the same time darkish, like icy kind of color blue. This is where, well, she also does have like somewhat of like an ice crown on her head. And of course, she wears a, what's it called, I should also mention what the other guy wore. He wore a, what's it called, red coat. And of course, a red shirt, dark red pants, and red sandals. Of course, this girl wore a blue, like an icy blue kind of like princess somewhat dress. Like a blue kimono, I'm gonna say. Of course, she also has sandals, and they were like in icy blue color. And her pants are, well, kimono does cover it all up, does it? Yeah. Of course, the kimono had the patterns of like ice on it, so yeah. And behind her, she had what they call a pattern that kind of showed to be like all ice, but of course, it had also a symbol on it to what kind of showed that she's from this one clan or something. But yeah, I'll mention what the symbol looks like later, but I don't have time for that. Of course, the next what they call member was another girl, and this girl had what they call, well, she had what's it called purple and red hair, or not purple and red hair. She had purple and green hair, and kind of like mixed up into what's it called highlights and all that, like purple first and then highlights of green and all that. And of course, both of her eyes were 2 different colors. One was purple, one is green and all that. And of course, this is where, well, she was kind of just, no. This was actually a dude anyway. No, this is not a girl. This is a dude. And this dude was just like, he had what's called also somewhat of a mask kind of covering up his like mouth. Well, not a mask. Well, it was a mask of like a smile mask. For it, of course, is where this person is named, no, the girl, I forgot to mention the girl's name the girl's name is Hawking, while this guy's name is Chevo, but yeah. Of course, he also does have something in his head to kind of, what kind of pen, like a Joker, but yeah, like a clown and all that, like a jester, but yeah. Of course, he has something on his back, like a scythe, but yeah. This is where another person that kind of just wears all black and has a Shinigami mask, but it's all black also. And of course, it's covering up his face. His name is Yummy, or Yummy Void. That's what his name. Darkness Void. That's all his name is. Of course, the last girl is her name is called. Well, she had what's it called pink hair and white highlights. Her eyes were red, but one was actually kind of turning pink and all that. And of course, she had like a what's it called a red kimono, and of course her sandals were kind of like a red. Well, not red. They were kind of like white instead. And of course, this is where she had what's called two swords on her back. And this girl's name is what's it called? You know what? This girl's name is Junko. So yeah. Of course, this is where all the members just say hello and all that towards Shodoi, and Shodoi just says, I'm not the only girl here. Here's where our bar just says, so I guess we all met each other now. Now, I will still need to get more members, just because I need to prepare myself before I go into a war with the 5 great nations. I gotta really destroy the 5 great nations, and basically ruin my father's reputation. That's where all of them just looked at him. So our bar just says, don't worry, you will all have your fun later. But I still need more power with others. Well, see, more power to get more people, but at the same time, more power and for me. Well, for me to have. But other than that, you're all dismissed. I will now just go get something. I'll be out in, well, 2 months. Or not 2 months. In about a week. This is where, not a week, like 3 weeks. No, to go to something. Here's where Shodoi says, ooh, can I come? Junko says, yeah, can I also come? Baruto says, sure. Just get ready and, yeah. 3 weeks pass, and of course, Baruto, Junko, and even, what's it called, Shodoi go along. Now, of course, they go towards the car, well, the land of rivers. Boruto is thinking to poison the land of rivers, because, well, he has heard about what's called from a ninja gathering that about a kind of place that's actually trying to make curse marks. That's where our Boruto says, I might need those curse marks in the near future for my army. So that's why Boruto's going. Now, of course, Shodoi and Junko are going just because they like killing things and destroying anything. That's where Boruto's just going there for, well, his plan. Now, of course, we go into, well, what's it called? Well, Jogo going rampant and right now fighting against the car. Well, that one dude named Tantuko or whatever his name was. Of course, this is where, well, Jogo managed to get pushed back. Wait. Sorry, I had to just sneeze, and yeah, I paused the video. Now, of course, Jogo got pushed back, and of course, Samurai was about to attack, well, Monkey or whatever his name was. And of course, Boruto got like a bunch of papers and all that because it was at the night. And of course, Junko and Shodoi were right now killing villagers left and right, and even some of the members of the river country and all. But yeah, this is where Boruto heard commotion and goes towards it. Samurai was about to get hit by what's it called? So, of course, this is where Samurai was about to get hit by Tansumanke or whatever, the guy who kind of took some curse energy and all that. And, of course, Samurai was like, damn it, I gotta move. But before she was able to move, someone appeared, blocking the attack from what's called the curse, well, not curse spirit, the curse user, the curse mark user. It was Boruto. Boruto says, wow, Samurai, are you really gonna let this weakling attack you like that? Boruto cuts off all its arms and like hands, And this is where Boruto then puts Yamato back, she fit back. And yeah, this is where Tantamaki says, who are you? This is where Samurai says, Boruto? She is shocked. And Boruto turns around and says, seriously? I thought you were stronger. I thought you gotten stronger, Samurai. I guess not. Well, the Leaf Village is really pathetic to think about it. Sir, Samurai said, Boruto, can you please go back to the Leaf Village? No, Boruto said. This is where the person tries to attack Boruto, and Boruto says, and also you, get out my way. Multiple, what's called, phantom blades appear, stabbing this man multiple times. This is where Jogo managed to take its curse, mark away. And this is where Boruto says, interesting. You might be a problem in the near future. I might have to get rid of you. This is where Jogo gets in the berserk state and rushes at Boruto. And Boruto says, I guess that you and I, or you might be a troublesome. Double trigger. He goes into double trigger and fights against Jogo. And he beats Jogo into submission. This is where Jogo's right now all hurts. And his bloodlust and all that was down and all that. He was bleeding from the mouth. Boruto says, I should probably kill you. Boruto was intending to kill Jogo until Samurai says, no, please, Boruto. Boruto was about to stab him, like really cut his head off, because he knows Jogo would be a problem when he gets cursed, what's it called, the curse mark for his army. Boruto says, Samurai, how about you turn around? Your probably stomach won't be able to handle this. Now, of course, I should mention one thing. Samurai did train a lot because she wanted to get stronger, because how Boruto left the village and all that. But yeah, I should mention that Samurai is kind of wearing what she used to kind of wear when she was fighting against Boruto. And like, what's it called, when she tries to blow up the village, I think, something like that. That arc or whatever. And of course, this is where Boruto says, maybe you should turn around, Samurai. You'll probably puke even if you see the sight. This is where Samurai says, no, I'm not looking away. Boruto, stop. Sir, Boruto says, also, are you wearing your old battle, what's called suit? It looks good on you, but, you know, I can't really care that much. You are a leaf ninja. And I barely care about anything. So, too bad. This is where Boruto was about to, like, fully kill, what's it called, Jogo, until, Hanabi appears and tries to attack Boruto. Boruto, he dodges in the attack and slaps the hand away and kicks what's called Hanabi in the stomach, launching her into what's called Goblet Trees. This is where the other two teammates of Samurai appeared, and this is where it's that one crying girl and the other one. And this is where the cat girl attacks Boruto, and Boruto says, I really don't like cats. Knees her in the stomach. Ugh. This is where the other one tried to scream and use the what's called her crying as an advantage and try to attack her. And Boruto just deflects that shit. Not even deflects it, cuts through it. The attack. Boruto appears right in front of her and says, shut up, with a death glare. This is where she then kind of shuts up and gets scared. And of course, Samurai says, Boruto, please. She tries to get up and pulls both kunais, like two kunais out. And of course, summons Null, and Null tries to attack Boruto, and Boruto just kicks it away. Boruto says, Samurai, if you keep attacking me, I might end up somewhat killing you. Samurai kind of rushes at Boruto, trying to attempt to stab him and all that, and try to cut him and all that. And this is where, well, Junko and even Shorai are watching this, and they're about to step in until Boruto is laughing a little bit. And of course, this is where Junko knows that she doesn't really want to step in. She does, but at the same time, kind of jumping in the fight between Boruto and his match is a terrible idea. This is where Boruto just says, you got him faster, stronger, but not still fast enough to keep up with my speed. Boruto appears right behind her, and this is where she decides to stab behind her, until Boruto appears right behind her. It was only an after image, and Boruto says, flicked in her head. This is where she gets launched back, and she says, Boruto, why won't you come back? She starts crying. Boruto says no. Now goodbye, Samurai. This is where Hanabi tries to attack him, and this is where Boruto plucks her eye out. So fast. This is where Hanabi screams out. Yes, Boruto took out the Byakugan from Hanabi. Boruto says sorry about that, Auntie, but it seems that I might need to take your Byakugan. Besides, you can do with one Byakugan. I heard Hyugas can do without one Byakugan. But other than that, goodbye. Boruto disappeared. And appeared. Sorry, it's a pause the video, but wait. And appeared right next to Shiroi and was called Junko, and this is where Boruto slices the air, making a portal, and this is where they go in. This is where Hanabi's screaming, but yeah. But this is where I'm gonna end it off for part 2 of What If Boruto was the reincarnation of Vergil. Part 2. Well, then that, yeah, I'm gonna end it off. I'm getting tired and I feel like going to sleep, so yeah.